teeing up my gay mushrooms.
Wow.
They don't look very gay.
Wow.
I mean, they look like normal mushrooms to me.
Well,
are you feeling a gay connection to these mushrooms?
Listen, I feel a gay connection to a lot of things, Piers, including yourself right now.
Really?
I would say that mushrooms scientifically have about 23,000 different genders. So
about changing everything so that you, James Barr, get your kicks out looking at a kinky mushroom.
Listen, you might want to spend your life being miserable, but I'll tell you what really
I'm very happy.
I'll tell you
I'm not
what's
miserable
actually
at all.
happening.
Heterosexual affinity that we all felt with fungi and daffodils, you would go completely nuts.
I really wouldn't.
And said, look at these white, straight gammon abusing us in this manner, excluding us in this manner.
If you, when I was
I'm
younger,
not calling them gay mushrooms.
What do you want to do when you're older?
And I
said, you know what? I want to defend queer mushrooms.
It's not a gay mushroom. Look, you just eat it like a mushroom. Right?
Wow, I hope you enjoyed that.
They're not poisonous, are they?
You know you're now queer because you can catch queerness from a mushroom, by the way.
キノコには23,000の性別があるからゲイにもなれる。こんにちは皆さん。エディタです。今回の動画なんですけど、LGBT の活動家でありながらコメディアンする男性と、このチャンネルでもおなじみ保守派活動家のピアーズ・モーガンの討論の様子ですね。先日、英国王宮庭園でキノコの性別を観察するというとんでもないイベントがあったようで、そのことについての討論も必見です。それでは頑張って翻訳しましたので、一緒に見ていきましょう。ではどうぞ。
When we launched this show about 16 months ago, this was the kind of story I had in mind. The Royal Kew Gardens are set to hold an exhibition called Queer Nature at the end of the month. The event promises to break the binary and challenge traditional expectations by showing how fungi and plants have a special connection to the LGBTQ community.
Queer nature to me is basically a very apt description of nature.
For me, queer nature is about rethinking how we see the world around us and our place in it.
Viewing the world of nature as queer is an act of freedom and liberation.
Well, the event promises to bring together horticulturalists, scientists, authors and artists, even featuring a performance from a bearded lady and a DJ who will play queer sets. My question for all this is why? Let's get into the weeds of the debate with Outkick host Tommy Laren and the comedian James Barr. James, welcome back.
Sorry, did you launch this show with the idea of talking about gay mushrooms?
Yes.
That's why you launched this.
I have some gay mushrooms here.
Minister, you just wanted to do a segment about queer mushrooms.
Thank you for teeing up my gay mushrooms.
Wow.
They don't look very gay.
Wow.
I mean, they look like normal mushrooms to me.
Well,
are you feeling a gay connection to these mushrooms?
Listen, I feel a gay connection to a lot of things, Piers, including yourself right now.
Really?
I would say that mushrooms scientifically have about 23,000 different genders. So that's where this exhibit is coming from.
23,000 genders of mushrooms.
Exactly.
Okay, there's not, mate. This is a mushroom.
No, well, ask a scientist if you don't believe me.
I've got to ask a scientist. This is called a mushroom. That's it.
But they're fungi.
Nothing sexual about mushrooms.
What? Sex is not about mushrooms, no.
So why are we having some queer celebration of things like mushrooms?
I just don't understand why you care. Why is this such a problem?
I care because I don't see the point of it.
Because, well, it's
We've just had
queer
Pride, we just had
happy.
Pride Month, where the entire month was taken up with turning everything LGBTQ, and now it's 2+ something else, right? It's extended.
Listen,
right? So letters I can't even remember.
The rest of the year is
Why
straight.
does Kew Gardens have to go queer? I don't get it.
Why can't it?
Why should it?
Well, because
why can't we just have straight plants?
Because I tell you what it's doing. It's making queer people feel happy, and ultimately, isn't something.
Sorry,
that's
but
making
society
people feel
shouldn't just
happy
be
a good
about
thing?
changing everything so that you, James Barr, get your kicks out looking at a kinky mushroom.
Listen, you might want to spend your life being miserable, but I tell you what really
I'm very happy.
I'll tell you
I'm not
what's
miserable
actually
at all.
happening. Like yesterday, you lost an NTA to a gay man, so you've decided to find any story you can to attack queer people because you want to get your own back on Graham Norton.
I hadn't actually thought of that.
That's exactly what's happening here.
It is true. It is entirely Graham Norton. It's entirely Graham Norton's sexuality that enraged me.
もしこのような考えが欧米から日本へ入ってきて男女間の違いをなくすんだと活動家たちが由緒正しい、例えば清水寺なんかでキノコの生物博覧会などを開いたら皆さんはどう感じますか？ 2023年の研究結果ではキノコ、菌類には36,000もの性別があるという結果が出ているようですね。彼が動画内で語っていた23,000より大幅に増えているようですが、まあだからなんだっていう話ですよね。なぜそれを人間の性に結びつけるんでしょう。彼の脳みそにはキノコでも生えてるんですかね。ちなみにピアーズがゲイに討論番組で負けていたと言っていたのは相手が勝手に喋りまくってて勝手気になってるだけでした。
Let's bring in Tommy Laren. Tommy, I just don't know where we start with this. Kew Gardens is like the epicenter
Well, hey, listen.
of British heritage. The establishment. It's like you go there with your mum and dad, you take your cucumber sandwiches, and you look at lovely plants. What you don't do is think about their sexuality or 23,000 genders or have a queer celebration of mushrooms. What is happening?
Well, I'll tell you this, what concerns me is if there are 23,000 genders for mushrooms and fungus, I'm a little concerned because the LGBTQ plus barbecue is already too long for most Americans and most people to memorize. So now if we have 23,000 genders added to that, I'm not sure we want to take our cue from plants. But you hit the nail on the head, Piers. Why does everything have to be about queer this, gay that? Why is that the only thing that leftists seem to respond to? It's either race, gender, or climate change. Race, gender, climate change. That's it. Everything has to be gay. Everything has to be about race. Or everything has to be about the planet.
Yeah, there has been a whole debate actually about whether plants. I remember that one as well. The thing about this.
That's probably a debate that you had, though.
No, but the thing about this, James, is I just don't see the point of it other than to wind people up, which I think you're almost admitting.
No, absolutely not. It's not winding anyone.
But imagine
imagine
if I announce tomorrow we're going to go down to Chelsea Flower Show and we're going to have a straight day where straight people like me will go. Straight people like me, who, by the way, for the record, are not remote, right? Go down to Chelsea Flower Show and we make everything about the straight sexual affinity.
You did just say Graham Norton's sexuality enraged you. So.
No, it was obviously a joke.
Was it?
You made a stupid, facile point about his sexuality.
Interesting.
But I don't care whether he's gay or not. I care that he beat me. That pisses me off. But let's go back to the Chelsea Flower Show. If I had a straight day or a straight week at the Chelsea Flower Show and started talking about the straight heterosexual affinity that we all felt with fungi and daffodils, you would go completely nuts.
I really wouldn't.
And said, look at these white, straight gammon abusing us in this manner, excluding us in this manner.
If you and Tommy want to set up a straight mushroom exhibit with loads of straight, grey, boring, binary mushrooms...
I'm not doing it.
Waving guns around, like,
James,
go for it.
I'm not doing it. It's your community that's doing it.
Listen, you're the one that's hosting a debate on an international platform about mushrooms.
Yes.
Gay mushrooms.
Because the event is happening.
Gay mushrooms. When I was younger,
not calling them gay mushrooms.
What do you want to do when you're older? And I said, you know what? I want to defend queer mushrooms.
It's not a gay mushroom. Look, you just eat it like a mushroom. Right?
Wow, I hope you enjoyed that.
They're not poisonous, are they?
You know you're now queer because you can catch queerness from a mushroom, by the way.
ホストのトミーが言っていたように、欧米の左翼、特にリベラル派の人って全ての物事につけて LGBT がとか人種がとか自然破壊があって壊れかけのラディオみたいに同じこと言ってますよね。彼らは日本の作品や文化も標的にしていて、例えば人力車を女性が引っ張るのは女性軽視だとか、アニメは人種差別をしているとかバカバカしい話も最近はよく聞きます。それにしてもゲイのキノコって一体何なんでしょうね。人間の物差しで勝手に性別を当てはめているだけな気がするんですけど、いや謎は深まるばかりですね。
Tommy, I think, Tommy, my overriding view, like you said, everything has to be reduced to this kind of stuff. It is pandering, virtue signaling nonsense. But what worries me is that the corporate world, like Kew Gardens and their management, they get sucked into this. They think it's a good idea. Whereas I can imagine lots of people who attend these events will be thinking, what is going on? Why are they doing this?
Yeah, I think it's just out of step with most people. I don't know why everything has to be about sex and sexual preference. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't think most human beings go about their day worried about the gender of a mushroom or a fungus or what gender they prefer to sleep with. I don't know why everything has to be reduced to this. Can we all just go about our lives? It hasn't been until 2020, I believe, that everything had to be about how you identify and what pronouns you use. Can't everything just be as it is without having to dissect the heterosexuality, their homosexuality, or the queerness of everything, give everything some kind of a queer rating?
Why do you just
go back to enjoying plants for what they are?
We're running out of time. James, final question, and make it a quick answer. What is the gayest plant?
I'm not answering that. Do you know what? All plants are gay. Every single person on this planet has different identities.
You're not going to name a plant?
To celebrate.
Is there not one that you think...
I guess a daffodil's pretty gay. I like a daffodil.
A gay daffodil.
Yeah.
All right, well, on that bombshell, we'll leave it there. Tommy, thank you very much indeed for joining me. It's nuts. We know it's nuts, but James will keep coming back to defend the nuts, and that's why I like him.
いやー皆さんどうでしたか？今回は LGBT キノコの話でしたが、次はどんなものがこんな思想の標的になるのでしょうか？電化製品などにも性別があるという話を聞いたことがありますが、この発想力をもっと生産性のあるものに使ってほしいですよね。それでは現地の声いくつか紹介していきますね。When you think that this craft can't ever be more ridiculous, apparently we've been misgendering mushrooms since the beginning of time. Calling James Barr a comedian is like calling me an astronaut. They always use the excuse, why do you care? When they're the ones that seem to care by making it an issue. Then we are forced to tell them to stop for them to use the excuse constantly. Confusing gender for species is hilarious to me as a 16 years old. I'm absolutely speechless. We truly have reached an all-time low. I grew up idolizing my granddad, who fought in the Navy against for what he believed in. I can't describe how dejected I feel in this day and age, and how what he sacrificed for has been given away and is getting worse every single year. 皆さんの考えもコメントで教えてくださいね。このチャンネルでは欧米のマジかよっていうニュースを楽しく取り扱ってます。チャンネル登録していただけるととっても喜びますんでよろしくお願いします。では良い一日を。